percentages say the Chiefs would only have a 12% chance of making the playoffs with a loss tonight, Dave. And I don't even think it's that high, to be honest with you. With a win, supposedly 55%. What do you think about the football game? And is this point spread crazy to you, or do you understand the line movement?
I do understand the line movement, but I think that if you want to take the Kansas City Chiefs in this game, not to be the Grinch, I think that you kind of have to reevaluate the way that you're doing your sports betting. Because if you like the Chiefs, if you really like the Chiefs, why haven't you already bet it yet? I think that if you haven't bet this game yet, I think that the only way to go right now is the Houston Texans. Because why didn't you take this at 3.5, or maybe where you even got it at 3? The, the Chiefs needed the game against the Cowboys as well, going up against one of the worst defensive teams in the league, and now at this 5, what I think is going on here is a bailout game. A lot of people looking to get out of a hole. Might have had a rough Sunday, so a lot of people are thinking, well, Chiefs, with the point spread, I don't know, but they need this game. There's no way they're going to lose to the Texans, so a lot of people probably want to come in with the Chiefs money line. So that spread is growing. You're getting that money line to that minus 225. I think that that's what's really going on. I like the Texans in this game. I mean, especially now, like you said, we've seen up to like at MGM say +5. I mean, there's so many ways that even if the Chiefs do win, that they can win this game between 1 to 4 points. Right now, this Kansas City Chiefs team, the biggest thing, they're not that good defensively. They're 26 in defensive efficiency. The Texans are fourth. I know that the Texans offensive numbers haven't been great, but they've been, Nico Collins is back. They've won 4 in a row. He's been on a roll lately. And I think that if you want to take the Chiefs, if you really like the Chiefs, if you haven't already bet it, I think that you're doing this wrong. You may want to sit this out. I think for this point, right before the game, it's got to be Texans or pass. Because I think if you're going to take the Chiefs at 5, why didn't you take it at 3 or 3.5? So Houston Texans are to play for me.
And look, the Kansas City Chiefs have been playing in really close football games as well. Like Dave stated, it'll be a battle for them to win the football game, let alone win by a margin, right? They lost by 3 to Dallas, 31-28. They played the Indianapolis Colts. They beat them 23-20, 3-point game. Denver Broncos, 3-point game at Denver, 22-19. The Buffalo game, 7-point game. It was close. When Kansas City plays against good teams, the games are close. They're not the same Chiefs. And I brought it up, Dave, even when the Chiefs were really good and they were dominating the league, they weren't a great favorite, right? They've often won but not covered. They're a popular team. They're a public team. So they're going to be overpriced often, and I think they're overpriced tonight. And I don't need to tell you, Dave, you're in the Houston area, but also I think that a lot of people don't realize how good the Houston Texans actually are, right? They're not on national television that much. They were against the Buffalo Bills, and they beat them. They always beat the Buffalo Bills, but like I said, I think people don't think their offense is great. And C.J. Stroud and who do they have? Nico Collins, etc. But they don't realize that this team is on a roll right now. It's all about peaking at the right time, and their defense is the best defense in the National Football League, Dave. So you get the best defense in the NFL and 5 points.
I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, their offense has struggled. It hasn't been the best offense, but they are getting better. Well, as you mentioned, the Texans' offense isn't great, but this Kansas City Chiefs defense isn't great either. And there's so many different ways. I mean, that the Chiefs can win this game. Like we said, I mean, they could win 21-17, 20-17. I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans went outright. I mean, we've got such a low total here at 41.5. I'll tell you, when it comes to the total, I really don't want any part of it. It's, like I could see, the way that the Texans have been playing better offensively, ways that this goes over, but I just don't really want to take it over in a Texans game. So I think this is going to be a little bit of a slugfest. But when you got a low total like this, I mean, that 5 points is a lot. And Texans, I even give them the edge. They've got pretty substantial edge in special teams too, which often gets overlooked. But so I like the Texans to cover, and like Nico Collins, I mentioned. I like him over, 69 and a half receiving yards in this one. He's gone over 75 now in 4 of the last 5 games. He said people aren't missing. I mean, the Texans have won 4 in a row, and that last loss they had, was the Broncos. It was at home, but it was only by 3 points. So a lot of times when Kansas City beats good teams, they don't win by a lot. The Texans haven't really been embarrassed this season. I know it's all the way back to week 1 A lot of people think the Rams are the best team in the NFL, but even that game, struggling, they only lost that game by 5 points. So the Texans haven't been getting taken behind the woodshed, even in games that they've been, look like they've been dominated in. They still were around until the end. So I think that this is too many points. I think it's Texans or pass. Like I said, I don't think it's a good time to jump on the Chiefs with this number.
Dave Delano with us. Dave, Alabama, Oklahoma will be the first playoff game. Alabama 1 point favorites on the road. Miami, Florida gets in. They're 3.5 point underdogs at Texas A&M. Tulane getting 16.5 at Ole Miss. And JMU go to Eugene. The Ducks lay 20.5 against the Dukes. Any one of these games excite you for a betting purpose, like the opening numbers here?
Not so much as far as jump out at me. I know that we saw some ugly blowouts last time. I mean, JMU, it would be a great story. I don't really see how they hang with the Ducks. You look at even a 20 and a half. There's so many different ways that game gets opened up late. I mean, Tulane, we've seen it. I know Lane Kiffin's gone, but I think that they're going to be looking to. Ole Miss is going to be looking to send a message. They already beat Tulane once, so I
That's the
think they're
one
going to be
for
looking to
me,
send a
Dave.
message.
I think Tulane's defense is good enough not to get run out of the stadium. Right, Ole Miss are really good, and don't forget, you don't need style points anymore. Nobody's voting on anything; it's just to win the football game. But for me, sort of, that's the one. I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of points, 16. I don't know, Tulane is